Hey, fifth graders, this is Miss Munyon. I'm here with Chapter 4, Lesson 5 today, starting on page 277. Just look for the school bus on your paper, the flying school bus. And we're dividing by greater numbers today, and we're still thinking about, which will probably be the theme for most of this chapter, what strategies we can use to divide by a two-digit divisor. Divisor being this number right here or this number right here. Okay, so the number that we're dividing the larger number up into, that is our divisor. And sometimes it can be a little scary when it's two digits instead of one, but that's okay. You guys are ready for it, so let's get started. In example 1, a large city has a total of 22,500 students that ride the school bus. There are 75 different schools within the city. How many students are dropped off at each school if an equal number of students are dropped off at each school? Okay, so here are our key numbers right here: 22,500 students and 75 different schools. So if we want to know how many students at each school, we simply divide 22,500 by the 75 schools. And we will let this variable or letter S represent the number of students being dropped off at each school. Okay? So here we've set up the division problem in long division format to make it easier for us to think about it. And notice that our divisor, which was here, is right here. That's the divisor. Okay? Divisor. It divides the other number. It's the divisor. Okay? The first thing I would say is that I would want an estimation. If I really wanted to make sure I get the correct answer, then I'm going to do an estimation. In this case, I already know this goes in evenly because my math facts are pretty strong. But for your sake, you can do this. You could do, 22,500, 200,000, or I should say 20,000, sorry about that, divided by 100. Okay? This is going to be a rough estimate, meaning it's not going to be super close to the actual quotient, but it will give us an idea. 100 goes into 200 two times, and then 2 zeros. 2 times 1 is 2. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's my dividend, so we're good. Okay? So I know that 75 is going to go into 22,500 about 200 times. Again, it won't be super close to that answer. Another thing we can do to help us get there is we can round this, unless you're super confident counting by 75s, and I encourage you to get there. If you just think of that as 3 quarters, then you can just add 3 more quarters, right? So here's $1, and here's 50 cents more. You could do it that way. Today we're going to round to 80, okay? And skip count by 80. So what's 2 times 8? That's 16, so 160. What's 3 times 8? That's 24. So 240. Oh, look at that. 3 times 8 gets us really close to 225. So let's try 3. 3. Okay, so 75 times 3. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 7 is 21 plus the 1 from the 15, that's 22. Oh, would you look at that? It's going to go in exactly evenly. 3 times 75 is 225. Then we subtract. Remember, it's divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. Okay? So we subtract and it's 0. Then they brought down a 0 for us. And then how many times does 75, how many groups of 75 can we make out of nothing? None. So we're going to put that 0 up there above the digit that we brought down to indicate we couldn't make any groups. And then we'll multiply 0 times 75 is 0 and subtract, bring down our last 0. And how many groups of 75 can we make out of nothing? None. So we put that 0 above the digit we just brought down. And then, of course, 0 times 75 is 0. And 0 take away 0 is 0. So if there are 22,500 kiddos on the bus and 75 different schools, then that means each school has 300 students attending. All right. Okay. So 22,500 divided by 75 is 300. And since S equals 300, remember the S up here? Okay, that means 300 students are dropped off at each school. Okay, moving on. Okay, estimate the quotient of 46,534 and 152. Okay, so it says estimate. So here's our estimation, 45,000 divided by 150. Cross off my matching zeros. And then if we're getting good at this, it's not a math fact, but I highly recommend, just like I want you to get comfortable with skip counting by 25, I want you to get comfortable skip counting by 15s as well. So let's think about that for a second. Why am I saying that first of all? Well, because we're looking at 45 divided by 15 right here, okay? So let's think about that. 15 plus 15. You could, I think of it this way. When I don't know, I think of it as plus 10 then plus 5. Because 10 plus 5 is 15, right? So 15 plus, I'd do the 5 first. 15 plus 5 is 20. And 20 plus 10 is 30. So 15 plus 15 is 30. We could do that again with the 10 and the 5. 30 plus 10 is 40, plus 5 more is 45. Oh, there's our number. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. 45 divided by 15 is 3. And then there are, other than the zeros we crossed out, there are 2 more zeros. So I need to put those on the end. 45,000 divided by 150 is 300. So I know that my quotient is going to be approximately 300. Okay, so 152, does that divisor scare you a little bit? It's okay, because we have our other strategy of rounding the divisor and then skip counting. So I think I would prefer to round to 150 this time. My brain likes skip counting by 150 much better than skip counting by 152. 152 won't go into 4. It won't go into 46. So we're thinking about how many groups of 152 we can make out of 465. So just like I broke 15 up into 10 and 5 in my head, I'm breaking up 150 into 150 as I add. So 150 plus 100 is 250, and 50 more than that is 300. Oh, this is just like skip counting by 15s. So 30 plus a 0, 300. Then 45 plus a 0, 450. And that's probably going to be it, because that's pretty close to 465. So let's try 3. 3. Now I divided. Now I need to multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 1 is 3, plus the 1 from the 15 is 4. Okay, and now I subtract. 5 take away 6. No, this is not 6 take away 5. It's 5 take away 6, so I need to regroup. Borrow from the 6, make it a 5, give the 10 to the 5, now it's 15. 15 take away 6. Well, I know 6 plus 6 is 12. 6 plus 7 would be 13. 6 plus 8 would be 14. 6 plus 9 would be 15. 9. Now I bring down that 3, 93. Now I'm thinking about how many groups of 152 I can make out of 93. Okay? Well, I can't, can I? So I put a 0 up top over the number I just brought down, indicating I can't make any groups. Okay? 0 times 150 is 0. 93 take away 0 is 93. Bring down the next digit. So now I'm thinking about how many groups of 152 I can make out of 934. So maybe I need to do some more skip counting. Okay, we left off at 450. So 45 plus 5 is 50, and 10 more than that is 60, so 600. And yeah, we need to go a little further. 60 plus 10 is 70, plus 5 more is 75, so 750. 75 plus 5 is 80, plus 10 more is 90. Oh, that might be our number. 900. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try it. Let's try 6. Okay, so 6 times 2 is 12. And 6 times 5 is 30, plus the 1 from the 12 is 31. 31. And 6 times 1 is 6, plus the 3 is 9. 912 is just right. Okay, now we subtract. 4 take away 2 is 2. 3 take away 1 is 2. All right, so we have nothing else to bring down, so this is our remainder. Remainder 22, right? So since the estimate is 200, was it 200 for us? 300. Okay, 300. And the actual quotient is 306, remainder 22. And then it says something funky here. A quotient of 36 is not reasonable, okay? Why did they say that? Well, they didn't take us through that step, but I'll show you real quick. This is a common mistake when you're first learning long division, and that is to forget to put the 0 up. Remember back here when 152 would not go into 93? It's very common to bring down another number and forget this 0 right here. And then it would look like 36 instead of 306. That's where our estimate can catch that mistake for us. If we get done and our quotient is off our estimate by a couple hundred, probably something's not going right. Okay? All right, moving on. So in this one, it looks like they've asked us to just walk through and find the one digit there that's missing, okay? So let's see here. This is over the 8. When they brought down the 8, that was 25 into 228. Okay, let's skip count. 25, 50. Remember, it's like counting by quarters. 75, $1 or 100. 125, 150, 175, 200. Okay, are we getting close? Maybe one more. 225, and it's 228. That's probably it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So our missing digit would be 9. Okay, moving on. Oh, what's this right here? Let's see. Explain how estimation can be used before, during, and after a division problem. Well, we've used it before. Using it before gives us an idea about what the quotient's going to be. During, here's an example of during. Where is it at? During. Our actual quotient was 152, right? And we skip counted by 115s or 150s. Okay, so that's a during. Okay, and after, to check our quotient to make sure it's reasonable. All right, go try some on your own. You definitely should probably work with a friend as long as you're on task. That way you guys can help each other catch mistakes. I might be working with the other grade level right now, but if I'm not, please feel free to come over and get some help. Thanks. Bye.